I promise you, if you go look at a bunch of charts, you will see the same setup. Same setup. You, you see that same setup, bro. So what I would do if I'm you, if I'm going to look at a chart, when we talked about charting earlier, what I'll go do is go look at April 2nd, look back, see what you can identify, because you know April 2nd was I'll start at February 19th. You'll see that drop, you'll see that pop up, and then from April 2nd, you're going to see that same setup on so many charts. If you go look at them like a daily, you're going to be like, oh, wow, the same setup. But what you can start doing is saying, okay, let me look back a little bit from April 2nd to see what can I identify from April 2nd on back, right? Because that's when you know the market was moving in a way. Well, February 19th, you know it dropped real hard. April 2nd, you know it just plummeted. But if you go look back a little further, go look and see, go look left from April 2nd and see what you can see that you can start identifying. It's up 16% since Donald Trump said it's a great time to buy, right? So if you look at the chart, you'll see Liberation Day, April the 2nd, came all the way down. And right here, Trump tweets that it's a great time to buy stocks on April the 9th, from April the 9th. And I'm going to tell you something. If you go look at a lot of charts, you'll see the same pattern right here. You'll see April 2nd, you'll see that bottom. You'll see that hard fall from April 2nd. You'll see that pop at about April 9th, and then you'll see that fall again around about that's about the 15th or something like that. You'll see that same pattern on at least 60% of stocks. I promise you. You'll see that same pattern on about at least 60% of stocks. You'll see that same pattern. That fall, April. Hey, bro, listen, here's the crazy part though. So you see that spike, right? That's February 19th. Bro, look at that February 19th all the way down, bro. That is insane. That is insanity, right? And really, I'll probably say from February the 19th, go back, because February 20th is when he started talking tariffs really hard. You know what I'm saying? But if you go look at that, you'll see. But April 9th was the lows, but we are up. And April 9th, Trump said, now's a great time to buy stocks, and the market has shot up since.
Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, this is a great time to buy. I got criticized for that. Now they don't criticize me anymore. People should have listened. But it's going to go a lot higher. You're going to see, we've never had anything like this happen. It's an explosion of investment and jobs, and great companies are coming in. Never seen anything like it.
It's a great market, great people in the market. It's incredible.
Should have listened. You should have listened. It's incredible. You'll never find another market like this.
Oh my God.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, okay? I got criticized, but you should have listened to me. You should have listened to me, okay? This guy. This guy, bro. So he said that in Saudi Arabia, man. He said, the market's gonna go a lot higher. You right, we have never seen nothing like this before, bro. And we not talking about the rally. We talk about the stuff that caused, for how we got here to begin with. All right, so inflation sees further decline, which is not bad, because we want to see inflation cooling. Now, Donald Trump did just blow on Jerome Powell just now. I think he just called him stupid. But he's wondering why we haven't got a cut. He like, yo, now you know Jerome got a talk this week. He have a talk this week where he's gonna talk about earnings that just passed. So some people are saying that he may not even cut rates in June. Now, I will say this. If he don't cut rates in June, that will truly be, there we go, Fed will keep rates unchanged. This is the speculation. They're like 100% saying that he will keep rates unchanged. Fed should keep rates unchanged, 77%. 25% say the Fed fund rate should be 3.7. The likelihood of recession has now decreased from 70 to 53. And I think it is Goldman Sachs put out a thing today that said recession likelihood now for them is at 35, 40%, which is kind of where it's always ranging at. I think the deal with China actually has released so much pressure from our people. The idea that they're talking has released so much pressure from, I think it's people didn't just know. My question is this the art of the deal? Is it the art of the deal? You know, I've had that book for so long. So let me say this. Before he ran for president, like, people used to, I don't want to say it, but like, he had a kind of his name meant something in the world, you know what I'm saying? And before I really just, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't do that much research on him before he ran for president. Like, you heard about his name. I do know he tried to get the dudes convicted, the Central Park 5 people. You know, I remember reading about that and like, he crazy. And I also remember him saying like, yo, if I ever ran for president, like, I would go as a Republican because they stupid. I remember him saying that. Like, there's an interview of him saying that. And I was like, well, this dude crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I remember buying that book a long time because he had this thing called Trump University. He had this thing called Trump University, which didn't go nowhere, but I really got on him from a money perspective because Robert Kiyosaki used to be doing a lot of stuff with him. So, and I used to, like, Robert was that guy. I'm not gonna lie, before we realized that Robert done sold us the same book 9 times. No. Robert is a genius. Robert Kiyosaki is a genius. He sold us Rich Dad, Poor Dad 9 different times. Changed the title on it. Bernard, bro, 9 times.
And then went to go get a $250,000 per keynote.
Listen.
Off of that joint.
Listen, then we got a $250,000 per keynote with the foldable whiteboard. Not even a whiteboard, with the tablet. And he's just writing on it with the Sharpie. And he doing the same quadrant. No new information. Killed it. Robert killed it. Robert is the financial literacy guru. And then we found out, Robert, you don't even do what you said to do with your money, Robert. What the hell? Then we found out Robert don't even do what he tell us to do. Robert, you and Kim don't got that money like that, Robert.
Come on, Robert.
Robert. Oh, man. Robert done made the whole book up out of thin air. Ain't no rich dad.
Ain't no rich dad.
Bro, Rob sold us on theory, bro. Rob got 6 best-selling books. They all the same book. How? Robert had us sold. I ain't gonna even lie. Robert had us sold. He had us, look, I don't wanna be in this quadrant. Everybody trying to get to the C quadrant. Robert, you ain't even in the C quadrant.
Right. And then everybody made their old version of it.
Listen. Bro, Rob the ultimate hustler. Rob got to get hustle of a decade. He owned a decade. Robert owned a decade, bro. Like, no, listen to me, listen. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the first money book I ever read.
Most people do.
He made me say, hold up. I'm doing this thing all wrong. Robert made all us say, hey, we doing this thing all wrong. Not even to realize, Robert, you ain't even doing it like that. But that's how I got introduced to Trump. Because Robert used to run with, he was like, hey, Donald Trump. Robert had everybody food. Robert had Donald Trump food. We all thought Robert was getting money. Robert said, I put all my money in real estate. Everything. I don't buy stocks. I don't buy bonds. I don't buy nothing. I buy real estate. I buy real estate. Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong with real estate, 'cause I got real estate. But Robert, you don't do what you told us you were doing, Robert. We found out, Robert. Then you got us buying a goddamn cash flow board game. I done bought the game. And the game is really good. That's the crazy part. The game is really good. Man, Robert got rich off the damn. Robert got rich off the keynote and the board game.
That's what he got, yeah.
Because he didn't make that much money off the book. Robert never had a rich dad, bro. It's all made up. Oh, yeah, that's what really pissed me off once I realized the whole thing was made up. I say, If we look at it from 2020, April 2020, right, and we go up to 2021, it's just the pandemic when you see that hill, right? That's a, watch this. You see the head and shoulders pattern forming? Come on, man. But you see, inflation was almost at 10%. We was at 9 and then it started coming down. And then you notice 2023, 2024. So there we are. It did come down last April 24. It did come down a little bit, but from year to year, you see how it's forming. So last month, we are lower now than we were last month, and it's coming down. So that's what the annual inflation rate came in lower than expected at 2.3. If you look at it, all items, 2.3, food 2.4, energy negative 3.7, all items less food and energy. So inflation did come down, and so that's why Trump is blasting Jerome Powell. He's saying, yo, everything is coming down, you need to cut. But the eggs are still high. Eggs are still high. Eggs fall 12% in April, but they still remain at a historically high level. The average cost of grade A eggs right now are $5.10 for a dozen. But your money is losing steam, is it or not? So here's a 12-point chance of price. Auto insurance is not where it's at. Household energy, rent, restaurants and meals, earnings, Medicare, prescription drugs. So Donald Trump did say that he's putting out a bill to cut drugs from anywhere between 30 to 80%, which is a big deal. Robert Kennedy said they are banning the dye that's in Gatorade and Skittles. So they say that'll start, I think, by 2026, they say they should have it out. So that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at that part of it. Like, because you gotta think about it. But I was looking at something the other day on TV. My girl sent me something, Jose. And it showed, like when you read these, like it was showing Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Because I've been on her, like, she hasn't been on Starbucks. She used to be on it real heavy. She got off it, so she do the Delgado and stuff now. And it showed what 33 grams of sugar look like in a cup. Bruh.
Sinister work.
I said, oh, this why you got high, this why you got diabetes.
Yep.
This is why, watch this, this is why people go blind. This is why we so sick, y'all. So the one thing I can say, like, I'm not a sweet fanatic at all, bro. Not a sweet fanatic, bro. But just, it showed me that, like 90 grams, like there's some things that got like 90 grams of sugar in it, bro. 80 grams of sugar in it. Like they showed the thing, one of the things from Starbucks that got, like, I'm like, yo. And they showed the cup, bro, and it's literally like, this part of the cup is sugar. So like, imagine having this every day. This is why you can't get healthy. This is why you can't sleep at night. This is why you got anxiety. This is why when you try not to drink sugar, you go through, imagine drinking that every day and the whole bottom of it is sugar. And that ain't mentioning none of the other stuff you drinking and eating. Let's say you got a bucket of Starbucks, and then you match it with a donut. You done match the Starbucks drink, whatever the sweet drink is, or the Dunkin' Donuts drink. You done match that with let me get the glazed twist right there. You heard me? Yeah, let me get the chocolate sprinkle. Yep, let me get that. You done double down on it. That's the one you like? You know what I'm saying?
He definitely wasn't gonna say
yeah. Let me get the pink one, the pink sprinkles. Let me get 3 of them with a cake pop. So we definitely got to do that, bro. And I read something that said like getting off sugar and getting off dairy is like getting off crack. So here's the crazy part: not only is sugar bad, but the thing they substitute with sugar is bad. The high fructose corn syrup. It's even worse than sugar because your body don't even know what to do with it.